going on? It's Swimzyy here, and today I have for you another Warframe video. Now in this video we're going to be looking at the Lex Prime Incarnon, and this weapon reminds me of a Archoplasmor in your pocket. So it's very good. I'm going to show you a couple of builds. We're going to go over the choices that I chose at Caballero, and I'm also going to show you some footage against the highest level cap in the simulacrum, level 195, Corrupted Bombard Eximus. So yes, if you did enjoy this video, please like, share and subscribe. Everything helps me out, and let's get into the build. So this is the Lex Prime. You can put it on the standard Lex or the Lex Prime. I decided to put it on the Lex Prime because I have it, and this is the build. Now this is a endgame Riven build, and I will also show you a standard build, but I will actually test the standard build first, just so any new player friendlies who watch this video can have a good understanding of a really good build. Now in this build we have Galvanized Diffusion for that multi-shot, Frostbite for that cold and status, Hollow Point for extra crit damage and negative damage, Pistol Pestilence for toxin and status, Creeping Bullseye for a lot of critical chance and a little bit less fire rate, Lethal Torrent for that fire rate and multi-shot, Galvanized Shot for that status chance and on kill plus 40% direct damage per status type affecting the target, and that juicy Riven. We have plus 100 multi-shot, plus around 65 fire rate, and plus almost 200 damage. So yeah, this Riven is going to be cracked. And over on the right hand side we have the rank 5 Arcane Secondary Merciless, on kill plus 30% damage for 4 seconds, stacks up to 12 times, and we get some reload speed. Over on the left hand side we have critical chance at 132%, critical multiplier at 3.8 times, status chance at 75 with slash and viral. Over in the standard build we have Lethal Torrent for fire rate and multi-shot, Barrel Diffusion for 120 multi-shot, Hollow Point for 60% critical damage and a little bit of negative damage, Pistol Pestilence for toxin and status, Auger Pact for plus 90% flat damage, Creeping Bullseye for 200% critical chance and negative 20% fire rate, Hornet Strike for that base damage, and Frostbite for that cold and status. We are going to be doing slash and viral, the same as the Riven build, and we currently have 132% crit chance, 3.8 times crit multiplier. Status has dropped by a little bit, but we end up doing more damage. And we also are running the same secondary Merciless. With that out of the way, let's go to Caballero in the Zariman. Alright, we are at Caballero, and he actually evolved your Incarnon weapons, and we're going to be looking at the Lex today. So, Lex Prime actually has 3 former, so yes, it is a bit expensive, but let's get into the choices. Now, with every other Incarnon first evolution, play a solo mission with this weapon equipped, and you will gain the Incarnon charge. Now with this, you actually have to get 100 kills with the Incarnon form to unlock these 2 choices. Now you have choices between Trusty Sidearm, increased damage by 20, with channeled ability active plus 60% ammo efficiency, or Hoplite Virtue, increased damage by 20, on shield break, increased damage by 80 for 8 seconds. I don't use channeled abilities, so yeah, that's why I chose Hoplite Virtue. Evolution 3, you have 3 choices. You have Lex What the fuck? For the Evolution 3, you have 3 choices between Lex Talonus, I'm guessing that's how you say it, on headshot, negative 20% weapon recoil and 20% accuracy for 4 seconds, stacks up to 4 times. Extended volley, increased magazine capacity by 10. Or ready retaliation, on reload from empty, 100% reload speed. Now, I'm not sure if this one is actually good. It doesn't seem good. You don't need extra ammo in that magazine. Even though you only have 8, you don't really need it. Because if you have reload speed, if you empty your whole mag and reload, you will reload 100% faster. So you don't really need the extended capacity. Alright, moving on to the final evolution, Evolution 4. You have 3 choices again. You have Executioner's Dawn, on equip, plus 100 headshot damage for 4 seconds. Elemental Balance, increased status chance by 30%. Or Critical Parallel, increased critical chance by 19%, increased crit damage multiplier by 0.4 times. I chose this one because I like to go with crit based weapons, but you could honestly choose either of these. So yeah, let's get into this simulacrum. Alright, so we're in the simulacrum, and I'm going to be using Harrow for this test, just because none of his abilities actually affect the weapon itself, and I get to look pretty badass. Now I'm going to show you the standard build first. If you need time to equip these mods, then here's your time. And it's actually a pretty decent build for the new player friendly. Obviously it's not going to do as much as the Riven build, but it does pretty good damage nonetheless. So we're going to spawn in 20 Corrupted Bombard Eximus at level 195. And yeah, this weapon's Incarnon form is better than its base, but the base still shreds the shield. If you get slash plus viral, because this weapon actually does slash damage, then you will be shredding through these enemies. If I use all of that, you see that reload speed kick in? If I use the whole mag, that is why you want to choose that choice. So yeah, it's pretty decent damage for a Lex Prime with only 3 Forma on it. You could put more Forma if you would really like to. I find 3 is fine enough. And let's actually use the Incarnon now. You get 20 shots, and it becomes a Arca Plasmor, which is actually amazing. Now these enemies are actually tanky, so it's not going to do as much damage, but if you hit directly in the middle of where you are aiming, you will hit all the enemies, which this weapon actually has a great radius. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're going to use it. I'm going to actually need to use this again to build up its Incarnon. Okay. Alright, I'm going to spawn them again, and I'm actually going to switch to Mirage, because I want to use all of her abilities, and this weapon is going to pop. Now with my Mirage build, I've actually Helmut Oberon's Smite ability onto Mirage, and I'm actually running the Augment Smite Infusion. Hold to cast, and will grant allies within 15 meters an additional 100% radiation damage. So we're going to be doing viral and radiation against these enemies. So yeah. Tap the first, hold the second, tap the third, stay in the light to get that increased damage. And there we go, pretty much one-shotting. Now the pistol is reliable in its base form. Moving on to the Incarnon. Look at that. This is the base form with all of Mirage's abilities, and you are one-tapping level 195s. This is cracked. Now it's time for the build you've all been waiting for, the Riven build. And yeah, the Riven is pretty good, plus multi-shot, plus fire rate, plus damage. Obviously, if you want to get status or crit damage, then that would also be a good alternative. Still doing viral and slash. And I'm going to use just the standard weapon to begin, and then we will move on to all of Mirage's abilities. So as you can see, if that slash procs, then the enemy will die. Now this Riven build's actually built around the Incarnon compared to the standard. The standard will just be actually getting the headshots to get the Incarnon. So yeah, this build is heavily focused around the Incarnon, not so much the standard fire rate. But yeah, it does pretty decent damage nonetheless. Look at that, 3-shot kill. It just depends if you're hitting headshots and if you proc that slash. Activating the Incarnon. And there we go. That is what makes a difference. 1, 2, 3. 3 shots without any of Mirage's abilities. I find that pretty good. Now we're actually going to spawn these guys again. So activate the first, hold the second, stay in the light for the third, standard form. There we go. Get that reload speed in. Moving on to the Incarnon. Do I have to say much more? 2 shots out of the 20, and they're all dead. So yeah, this weapon is very good. I would highly recommend you guys get it. And yeah, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I actually have a official Instagram account. It is at swimzyy.yt. And I also stream on Twitch. So yeah, I would appreciate if you would follow me over there. If not, that's cool. Only follow if you enjoy the content. And yeah, that being said, it's been Swim, guys. Later.